When he stepped out and the jungle opened into a huge bowl where he could look down, way, way down, he could see their 3 heads in the water, heads with arms moving slowly to keep them afloat, and a few bright rays of sunlight pouring down onto them. And when he saw this, his stomach fluttered and rose. Something sour came up and he spit it out.
I think Vinny just arrived at the top and saw his friends keeping themselves afloat.
Yeah, the water is pretty deep because if it were shallow, he would be able more of their body because they're standing up.
I like how the author describes the scenery by saying the jungle is huge and that the sun is pouring down on his friends, because it really shows how Vinny is taking his surroundings in.
I also like how it says that his stomach fluttered and rose. It made me visualize how he was starting to feel sick.
So basically the author is giving very descriptive details about how Vinny is and how he's scared to jump, but he doesn't want to let his friends down.
It made him wobble to look down. He closed his eyes. His whole body trembled. The trail was no wider than the length of his foot, and it was wet and muddy from the little rivulets of water that bled from the side of the cliff.
So obviously Vinny was petrified to jump into the water. I can kind of tell because his whole body is trembling.
Yeah, I like how the author was being descriptive by saying it was wet and muddy from little rivulets of water that bled from the side of the cliff.
I agree, but I also like how the author says that the cliff was as big as his foot, so the cliff is really small.
So basically, the more he thought about it, the more frightened he got, so he probably didn't jump.
Yeah, but we can't assume that yet.
Well, I don't think he jumped because he kept saying what would happen if he did.
Yeah, the author is making me want to read more to find out if Vinny jumped or not.